All right. I'm excited. Actually, amongst all the flooding and the perceived heart attack and being in the hospital all day yesterday and cleaning up my mess from the flooding and all the rest of that stuff, I did get that entrainment, that meditation completed. And what that meditation is based, it has a sound wave behind it, which is the alpha wave, which is the one used for meditation. You basically have 4 types of brain waves, where you have more broken up into subcategories, but the primary 4 that were found in 1940 were the alpha, the beta, the delta, and the theta. And the sound behind my voice is actually a meditative one. It's the alpha state. It allows you to just, if you listen and let it happen, it'll help to increase the state of meditation where you can allow yourself to go into trance. And I'm not sure what type of trance you want to go into. All it takes is intelligence, imagination, and creativity. That's all it takes. And if you have those 3, you can always go into trance. You can go into a light state of deep trance consciously, or you can go into an unconscious state of deeper light trance. Whichever you choose. And if you're going to follow on with this thing, then you're going to actually allow yourself to go there. Because if you choose not to, then what you need to do is shut this video off at this point in time. Because in a few seconds here, I'm going to be quiet and allow it to happen. And those of you who actually listen to it, I really would like some feedback on it to know how it went. You can either leave the feedback on my blog, or if you find this on Facebook or in YouTube, wherever you happen to watch it at. I'd really appreciate the feedback. So from here on out, just want it to happen and let it happen and allow yourself to enjoy it. And be aware that you are always safe and in full control of what goes on, wherever you are. So, have a good one. You know now that you're already beginning to go now into a trance. And as you listen to me talking, you can continue to go deeper, as deeply relaxed as you need to be able to do those things for you that will allow you become more and more comfortable in whatever way is useful for you now. That's right. You can know how it feels now to continue to allow that trance to grow. As you listen to the things I might say along the way. Now, just closing your eyes as you sit there and relaxing, and you can begin to notice how much easier it is to pay close attention to your own sensations, your own thoughts and images that move through your mind. As I continue talking, and I can remind you of a time, a memory of quiet, comfort, and deep relaxation, a feeling of safe freedom and the pleasure of play, where the mind can stay and enjoy that deep smile, while paying close attention to the things that I say, and going back to that day, to that way of being, to that way of feeling, that way of allowing the mind to drift, along with the pleasure of learning something new. Like how it feels to drift in dreams where the sweet smell of a rose can pleasure your nose, and the warmth of the sun is absorbed by the mind as you keep on learning just how it feels to allow things to happen, to watch and observe as your unconscious mind begins to allow you to go anywhere at all, to experience it all, as you notice just how easy it can be to drift down completely, to drift in a trance, where I can say many different things, and you can learn many different things from your own conscious mind, your own unconscious abilities, those things needed and wanted by you. That's right. And I wonder if you can remember now, as you continue to relax and listen carefully to the things I am saying to you, how it feels to watch someone do something utterly amazing, like in a circus or a magic act, where you sit there in the audience, eyes fixed, mouth open, mind absolutely still, stunned into total silence by the incredible thing happening right there. Someone doing something you thought could not be done. Balancing or lifting, twisting or turning in ways never seen before. And you just sit there watching, amazed by it all, enhanced by the performance, like you are in a trance now, and can return to that memory of how it feels now, whenever you begin to do something old or something new, learning or doing, because many years ago, people began to learn that when they want to learn something or do something, they do not need someone yelling, someone telling them what is wrong, not even in that tiny voice they carry in their head that just prevents you from paying attention to what you are doing. So the secret they discovered was how to relax and go along for the ride with your eyes and ears open and your mind quiet inside, just watching quietly and allowing events to occur. A silent passenger, a fascinated tourist. The way it felt to ride a horse, which I did as a child, out across the fields, then winding through the woods. And no matter how far away I went, or how lost I was, I just turned that horse around, relaxed the reins, and let it go where it wanted, because it knew the way home, even when I did not. And it knows what to do when you do not. And you can trust it like you rarely have before, your own unconscious mind. When you let yourself relax this way and let it do what it can do for you, more than you can imagine. Things to watch in amazement, mind absolutely still, silently enjoying, totally fascinated by those abilities to learn and do whatever you want it to do. So as you relax and remember, the mind absorbed this way, a sponge on water, soaking it all up, clear and still. Learning to do this at other times, in other places, and discovering how it feels to be amazed and thoroughly enjoy what that unconscious mind performer can do for you as you allow it to. That's right. And so, before you allow yourself to drift up completely into conscious wakeful alertness, it may be useful for you to utilize the opportunity now to think about what you've experienced, the thoughts, images, understandings, and how you might use these things later on, from one day to the next. Because you have an unconscious mind, and you have a conscious mind. And those two minds can learn from your experience here today some things that you can utilize to deal more effectively with those things that have been issues for you before. And so before you continue to drift up into conscious awareness, normal, wakeful awareness, it is your privilege to use this comfortable self-awareness to become more aware of those things you can use later on, those learnings, abilities, and skills you may have overlooked before, to give you a new view of the possibilities for a new way of thinking and feeling and doing things. That's right. Take some time now, a brief time that seems to be a long time, to review and plan at some level of awareness those things you will do later on, those things you may change later on as you begin to use more and more of you. You can use that time now, because in a few moments from now, when you drift up and awaken, it may be interesting for you to know that in that drifting, relaxed state of mind, where thoughts drift by like dreams that enter awareness for a time, and drift through the mind, while some are left behind to be utilized later on, and others are remembered, or seem to be remembered at first, but then become more and more distant, forgotten over time, and the entire experience can seem so far away as your unconscious mind protects the conscious mind and leaves those things behind, forgotten but remembered too, and time changes too, so you can know what a trance it's been when you begin to know that what seemed to take a short time turns out to have been a long time, or what seemed a long time was really no time at all. So for now, as the unconscious mind allows the conscious mind to become more aware of the sounds in the room, the sound of my voice, the sensations in an arm, a leg, a variety of thoughts and feelings, as the conscious mind drifts up, the conscious wakeful awareness returns quite completely now, up to the surface of a wakeful awareness, restfully refreshed, comfortably awake, even as the mind drifts up completely and the eyes are allowed to open now. That's right, eyes open and wakeful awareness returns quite completely now. And that concludes that. And I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you come back for more at another time. Thank you.